am the drunk driver survivor. I was on my way to work at 8 o'clock in the morning when a drunk driver crossed the center line and hit me head on. Do you believe that anyone could have survived such a horrible crash? It was a 100-mile-per-hour impact, and my face got the full impact.
Hello, my name is Carol Harper, and I survived that crash. It was 8 o'clock in the morning when this drunk driver crossed the center line and hit me head on. Who would have thought someone would be out at that hour of the morning? He'd been drinking all night. The steering wheel hit my face and broke my nose, my jaw, my facial bones were crushed to powder. The plastic surgeon said it was the worst crash he'd seen that anyone survived. My face was actually ripped apart from my skull. A nurse from Northside Hospital witnessed the crash and rushed to my aid. She checked for a pulse. I had no pulse. I wasn't breathing. She administered CPR and saved my life. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here. They rushed me to Northside Hospital, and there my husband was called and taken to a room no bigger than a closet and told of my injury. I had a traumatic brain injury, and that is what put me in critical condition. And the doctors told my family to plan for my funeral. But I was one of the fortunate ones. Most victims of drunk drivers don't survive. That nurse, Debbie Leslie, was my nurse that night in Northside Hospital, and I'm trying to find her to thank her for saving my life. I had 6 surgeries to rebuild my face and never looked the same. I always built my self-esteem on my beautiful face. When my facial bones were shattered, my self-esteem was shattered. I'd like to show you some pictures of me in my recovery stage.
This is the first picture of me in the hospital. Now, this is on day 5. The doctors wouldn't let anyone take pictures of me. They didn't think I would live. But this is day 5. My face is still bruised and swollen. I was in the hospital for a month. They had the mirror taped in the hospital so I couldn't see my face. They thought I would be devastated. I had a tracheotomy hooked up so I could breathe. When I first woke up in the hospital, I couldn't speak. Can you imagine waking up and not being able to talk at all? I had bruises all over my body. My mouth was wired shut to fix my broken jaw. I could not eat any solid food for 3 months. I had to inhale soup through my wired mouth. After 6 surgeries to rebuild my face, I never looked the same. They actually had to take pieces of Teflon to build me cheekbones. They took a piece of hip bone to build my nose. Even after I got my mouth unwired, I could only open my mouth for just a 1/4 of an inch. Here's a picture of me having to stuff scrambled eggs in my mouth because I couldn't open my mouth and eat. Surgery after surgery, I thought I would be back to that beautiful young girl, but it never happened. Finally, the doctor looked at me and said, "You're going to have to accept your new face. You have had too much bone destruction to ever look the same." I was in counseling for 3 years, learning how to accept my new face. I was a young girl that always based my self-esteem on my beautiful face. And when the bones of my face were shattered, my self-esteem was shattered as well. Well, I was in the hospital a month. I had a tear duct surgery on my left eye, and just 1 year later, I had tear duct surgery on the other eye. I was in every hospital in Atlanta. I wore braces for 3 years. My teeth were just knocked totally to one side. It was a very painful 3 years of surgery. This is a picture of me where they put the piece of hip bone in my nose. Now this is a picture before and after. You can see on the left, this is a picture of me before. I have long almond-shaped eyes, and my nose is different here. On the right-hand picture, I have more rounded eyes, and I just had a different looking face.